I saved a boy about 20 years ago, just hell on earth for really the rest of his life. He had been married 6 months. Here comes Valentine's Day. His new bride told him she didn't want anything for Valentine's Day. Don't give me anything. And it was at the end of the day, he was an intern at the Carter House, and I just mentioned, you know, boy, man better not forget this day. He said, well, my wife, and I knew he just got married, my wife told me she didn't want anything. And I looked at him, I said, did you believe her? He said, of course. And it was about 4:30. I said, excuse my language, get your ass to the store, buy something. Buy a flower, get something. Because if you don't, you got 1 year of hell minimum, if not a lifetime of hell. And he told me the next day, like, thank God you saved my life. She was at the door like a pit bull foaming. She was foaming at the mouth like she had rabies. And then I had that flower and pulled it behind my back, and she smiled like a possum in the pumpkin patch. He still thanks me for that, years later. He was young and stupid. Didn't know the ways or whatever.
Be careful, Tom.
He didn't know what, you know. Yep, take a right here. Well, you know what a lady said, that's fine, that's fine. That sure don't mean that's fine. Just go on to sleep.
Family portrait on the ball field.
You know, when you're on a trip, you can stop here if you want to. That means she wants to stop there. And I've known people, well, I have done this. I said, well, I don't want to stop here. I moved on. And then she got mad at me. I didn't understand that type of language going on. You can stop here if you want. I mean, she wants to stop there. And I didn't understand. I was young and stupid too. Take a left right here.
He told me, they've been in church. Asked for leave of absence. But probably were going on. He said, well, they said that's fine. 2 years. Well, like you said.
This is turning into Battery Lane. Remember, we're taking a left here. Stonewall's Georgians, Hopes Falls Alabamians.
He didn't know about the gestation period.
And then Gibson's Louisianians. That line would curve back, and this modern Battery Lane wasn't here then. They call it Battery Lane because the Federal artillery to our right about 500 yards. That Confederate line went to your left along this crest. I know exactly where it was because I relic hunted this. Found artillery shells. They found all kind of shells here. On down this way would be Pettus and Cummings Brigade of Stevenson's Division, Georgian and Alabamians. And see that high ground to your left? To your left, the high ground up there, to your far left, that's where the battle line was. Curved right up there on that high ground. And I found at least, I'm not exaggerating, 80 pounds of artillery shell fragment up there, at least. In this yard over there, a Confederate belt buckle and 3 cannonballs were found. We're going straight. Here's a spring right here. A lot of artifacts were found on this spring just down here. As well, just to your left of that, all that new growth is growing. The plan for the second day was to demonstrate the middle, but not break the middle, because then they would fold back and escape. It was like I've said 10 times to you, it was crush that Confederate left and fake with their left, throw that right hook and crush the Confederate left. I'm going to take you through the stone wall, by the stone wall. Because of the time, we're not going to dismount by someone's yard I know. Up here, this light, take a left, and God help us. I say that reverently. This is Leland Lane going left and right, Battery Lane. Shies Hill would be in your distance up that rise, up in the way in the distance. That big hill you see through the trees up there, just to the left of the road. But I'm going to take us left into the stone wall and drive down that stone wall lane. Just to your left, see the stone, well, you can't yet, but Brian can, and Cindy, the stone wall there. That's where Courtney's battalion, 12 Confederate guns were there. Dents, Alabama, Douglas, Texas, and Garrity's, Alabama. Why do I know that? I know a man that found 6 shells in one hole there. I know we found the bunkers. You can see where the caissons were riding in there. The trails were still there until about the 1990s. Hundreds of friction primers. A Texas Star buckle was found over there. We might have to wait a little while, but big deal, you know. Safety first. So many, lots of shells were found in this yard as well.
Would this be a graveyard too, or just a...
Well, being that you asked, I'll go and tell you. I don't know it to be a fact, but supposedly 2 Confederate bodies are over there. By this is the Stonewall, the Lee LEA mansion, and over in that corner, I've been told there are 2 Confederate graves found over there, still there. I don't know it to be a fact, but just to your left was where that Courtney's Battalion was, behind this Stonewall, built in 1826, back there. And you can see the bunkers and everything back there. Marcus 1 is my source for that, and I hunted over there too. Take a right here on Stonewall Lane. This is so many great memories being here. A lot of shells went over this wall, and back there I found 30 or 40 shells by people just back there. But look to your right. I found 2 artillery shells here. Found a Schinkel fuse here. Buck and ball I found there. That means smooth bore. 6% of the Army of Tennessee still has smooth bore at this late stage of the game. This is the yard. No one will allow it to be hunted. Never has been hunted. Incredible. I've tried and tried. Miss Heflin lived there. I found 150 mini balls there. There was a sword found in that wall, a snake buckle found in that wall by someone else. I found a cannonball, and that black button was found right there for Featherston's Mississippi Brigade. Right here, Scott's Alabama Brigade on down, and then Adams Brigade near the Granny White Pike. You cannot, I know somebody found 4 artillery shells in that yard to the left here. And we're going to go straight on, of course. This is Loring's division, what's left of them. But Featherston, Scott's Alabama Brigade with the 12th Louisiana, just down there. And then on down to the Granny White Pike, Adams Brigade. But General Adams was killed at Franklin, as you well know. I'll show you where exact spot where Point Capay's Louisiana battery was located in a moment. Why did we know that? We found the cannon sight to it. The part of the wall had been busted in from artillery shell. We found fragments and canister balls and everything, or case shot balls is what it is. This low area there, and I hunted that yard over there forever, but that low area, 3 Confederate belt buckles were found down here. I wouldn't hunt down there. That was too trashy. That's another one that got away. Take a right here. But this wall runs, you see it over there behind you. And we will, when we get up to where we're going out of this wall, we're going to stop there. We're not going to dismount. Like us being here. Yeah, she said something. Let's stop right there for a second. When I was 12, 13, look, that's a witness tree right there. I was here during the battle. In that corner, back corner behind that fence, that's where Point Capay's Louisiana battery was. We found the cannon site there. I found my first piece of shell fragment when I was 13 years old, right there. It was the piece of a Hotchkiss shell I've warned you out about all weekend. I didn't know what it was. There was those grooves in it, you know, whatever. And I knew it was old. I knew it was something important. I kept it, and then I found out shortly thereafter. But my first shell, there's a wall goes right behind there, and we found the area where a shell hit that wall. Now, Shies Hill collapses. they're holding well here, even yelling out, Franklin, 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 we're going to pay you back here. Gerard's brigade were attacking here, Marshall's brigade over there, and the Federals took their highest casualties between that Granny White Pike and Shies Hill, and that cornfield below Shies Hill. We'll explain when we get up on Shies Hill or by it. And then that collapses. Now they're collapsing here, starting to collapse here, and there's a domino effect going behind you. I'm not going to wear you out with everything I found around here, but from a little boy to an adult, I had a great time and learned a whole lot. My father, grandfather, great-grandfather, sheriffs, and I could get into these places because they knew or heard of my family here. And but I just wanted to show this. Built 1826, the Stonewall. They call them slave walls. Actually, that's that copy of what they made in Ireland. Our Irish foremen were teaching them how to make these. And Aran Islands, Galway, wherever, you see these walls everywhere. Let's go on straight. Adams, Mississippi Brigade of Lawrence Division was right out here, up to the Granny White Pike. And that big hill directly in front of us is Shies Hill, named for Colonel William Shy. You've been up here before, haven't you? Clay has. Clay, what do you think? To dismount, climb up that Shies Hill? I didn't mean to wake you up.
No, it's all right.
That's okay.
Yeah, well, you guys know how much your time is.
I know.
And that's a steep walk, but it's certainly worthwhile being up there.
Certainly, it's 5 till 4, and blah, blah, blah. It's going to take 30 minutes to get, I'm going to take a ride anyway.
You do it, you can't do anything after. Don't go home.
Yeah.
You better not do it. Don't do it.
I'll take a ride here just after we William McMillan and A.J. Smith was right down here. You remember the attacks going on at Peach Orchard Hill from 10 until 2 in the afternoon. A failure. It's take a left here. It's getting on up to 4:15. It's getting close to dark. It's getting right at 4 o'clock or so. And William McMillan and such wanted to attack. And A.J. Smith didn't have orders. And finally, he did it on his own, along with other commands, and they would move forward to attack this hill. The Confederate engineers built the trenches on the crest, and not the military crest. I'll tell you what, let's take a left here, because it's going to be hell on that rise trying to get over to the left, because, you know, we got a long bus, it's not a car here. Let's take a left here. It's a toughie. They come on us real quick up there. Confederate engineers built the trenches on the crest, not the military crest. For those that do not know what that means, the crest of the hill is the crest of the hill. The military crest is where you have the advantage to shoot down on the enemy. So if they put them on the crest where they couldn't shoot down on until they're about 30 feet from them. And that was a big mess up building during the night. A big mess up. By the next day they couldn't rectify it, because of all the sharpshooters hitting them. Oh, flank up there. And right down here, take a left, take a right. 30 some odd shells were found that overshot Shies Hill, found where this church is today. I think it's an Episcopalian church. Yeah. 30 some odd shells found down here when they were building this church. Overshot Shies Hill. Look at the ridges behind us. Hood wanted to have a line up there, but the horses were so worn out, and so they couldn't.